guys, welcome to today's video. Yes, this looks very different from how I usually film. This is feeling very old school YouTube right now. I'm sitting on the floor of my living room. I have my window in front of me and just my camera propped up on a couple of books and a little tripod here. So let me explain why that is before we get into playing around with makeup. There's a couple of reasons. So I'm going to be moving soon, but this place is going to be sold. So over the next coming weeks, there's going to be people touring through, real estate agents taking pictures, people coming in to look at the place. And usually when I film, I sit on my bed and I have like a big tripod with like a ring light, and then I have a couple of box lights on each side to light up the background a bit. There's sort of three big stands of things. So it's both kind of a lot to put up and break down every time somebody is coming into my place, but I do break it down every time somebody is coming into my place because it looks a little odd to walk into someone's bedroom and see a whole camera setup basically aimed at their bed. It's strange. So I put that all away, and that's why you've been seeing a few declutters, but I wanted to break up the declutters a bit by also doing a makeup video. So that was a long explanation. Point is, this actually feels kind of fun for me, and I feel like I'm going to be a little bit chattier today. I have my camera set up. I actually have like a proper mirror here because I have a table in front of me so that I can see what I'm doing instead of like holding something up. And I usually don't have a table around, but this time I can actually have my coffee with me, which is fun, in my Kraken mug. So this might be a little chatty today. I also don't usually do first impressions, but hey, it's that kind of day. That's what we're gonna do. So although this is a first impression on this Butter London palette that I received in my last Boxycharm, I'm also going to be using a couple of other new products just in sort of a first impression kind of way. I'm going to try to throw some timestamps down below because this may be chatty and a little bit longer, so if you want to jump around, it'll make it a little bit easier for you. So first, let's try out a primer that I've not tried yet. So I have here we go, old YouTube again, this Ciate Watermelon Burst Hydrating Primer. Let's see what this is supposed to do. So Ciate says this is supposed to instantly refresh and moisturize skin before makeup application. Delicately watermelon scented, this unique aqua serum primer grips foundation for long wear and added glow. The lightweight pink jelly base actively brightens and refines pores, while the seed-like watermelon extract droplets burst through the pump, or squeeze bottle in my case, and supply the skin with intense hydration, suitable for all skin types. It's a water-based formula. It's smooth skin without the use of silicones. Includes skin benefiting ingredients such as witch hazel extract, niacinamide, vitamin E, and hyaluronic acid. So basically it is supposed to hydrate, and looking at the ingredients list, there's actually no fragrance in here. I mean, that does have a lovely watermelon scent. Let's do part of my face, half of my face, I should say, with this. And that's interesting. It does have little, ooh, focus on my hand, little sort of bits of black seed looking things in there. And I can actually see them there on my face. I may have put on too much. This really smooths a long way. You know what? I should probably put on a headband to keep my hair out of the way. I have this fancy little one right now I found while I was packing. It's actually a little fascinator, but it'll do the job. Yeah, I feel like I put on too much. That really goes a long way. The amount I had was definitely enough for my entire face. Okay, I'm gonna let that sort of set in for a moment. It definitely does not feel silicone-y. It does not feel sticky or tacky either. And then through the magic of film, I will be back once I actually have all my base makeup on. Okay, here we are back again. I just used my CoverGirl Outlast Active foundation. This is in the shade 810. I've been using it a lot lately, so I know how it performs. This did get quite grippy on this side of my face, and it felt like it was gripping onto the foundation a little bit more. I wouldn't say it necessarily refined my pores. It did look more dewy on this side of my face until I powdered, and I just powdered with the Pretty Vulgar setting powder. And yeah, then I just used a little bit of under eye concealer, and let's start playing with the eyeshadow palette. I'm gonna start out by priming with my soft ochre paint pot from MAC. I will sometimes do this with a brush, but for today, I'll just pat it on. So we have 6 shades in here, and I definitely want to use these 2 because I think they are the most unique. But let's start out by putting some shades into the crease. These all look, actually 4 of the 6 shades look to be sort of satiny. So we've got Enchantress and Diva, and let me just swatch these here. And just show you in here, it's Enchantress and Diva. Those look like the most like they might be sort of like transition or neutral shades. Yeah, those are definitely very satiny. They're gorgeous. If you are somebody who really hates putting like shimmers or satins in your crease, you would need another palette to go with this. I don't mind. I mean, there's no rules about it or anything, so why not play around with it? I'm also going to swatch for you here a couple of like the other ones. So we have Queen and Star, which are these 2 here, and let's just swatch those. They're all like, they're not so soft that they feel wet or anything, but they're definitely soft. And again, those are really pretty. They especially sort of catch the light here in front of the window. And then the 2 here at the end are the 2 mattes, and this is Temptress and Femme Fatale. And those are also very soft and very pigmented. I'll just do this on the side of my hand. Yep, those are pretty as well. So I'm going to start with a fluffy brush into Enchantress, which is the very lightest one there. And so basically at this point, it just looks like I'm highlighting my crease. But you know what? That's okay. We can have a little bit of fun today. I'm not like going anywhere. It's not like I'm seeing people who are gonna, you know, comment on my makeup. I don't think I finished my thought earlier that one of the reasons I'm sort of keeping everything a little neat and the camera equipment away today is they're doing fire alarm inspections. So either today or tomorrow, although I don't know exactly when, there's gonna be folks coming into my unit, but that's kind of the only people that I am seeing today. I'm then going to go into Diva and use that a little further down to deepen up a bit more. And I'm just doing that with a slightly flatter brush. These are quite pigmented for being like satins. And that needs some blending. I'll just go back in with the fluffy brush I was using before. And I also have a window over here, so I know that one side of my face gets a bit more light than the other side. Okay, and then I'm going to continue moving down and putting deeper shades in, and this time I'm going to go in with Queen, which is this reddish shade there. And just bring it down there. So far these colors are all, like these ones are all very complementary with each other. So normally, I mean, I know people tend to use these kinds of shades as lid shades, and I feel like these would all do a really great job of sort of adding like a highlight on the inner part of your lid. Whereas I feel like I have a lot going on right now, but that's okay. We want to use that green and that blue. We're just kind of trying to use all the colors. So far, I'm really impressed with how pigmented all of these are. So let's go into Star, which is the green one, and we're going to use that sort of on the inner part of my lid, and then the blue on the outer part. It's going to look kind of crazy. We're just playing and testing. And I'm going into Star with sort of a flat brush here. These are not dusty at all. Like there's a little bit of fallout here, but it's not like they're dusting out of the pan, or, you know, if you really swirl a brush in there, they're all going to disappear. It's a fairly pretty mossy kind of green. This look is a lot. And I'm just gonna go on the other half of that brush to go into the blue on the end there, Femme Fatale. Ooh, that works really well for a blue. that blue and that green actually go quite nicely together. I think what I might do is where these colors kind of meet the blue and the green on my lid is I'm going to put some of that lightest shade Enchantress there to sort of give a bit of, oh, I just went into the wrong color. That's okay, that's a little deeper than I want it to be. I went into the dark brown by accident, but I can layer some more blue on there. This is all going to need some blending. Because right now this is a lot. I'm going to go into Enchantress just with my finger and just tap that right in the middle to sort of blend the two colors together and give it a bit of a center lid highlight. And then I'm just going to blend along where those colors meet. Using the number of colors that I did, it's like getting a little messy, but I mean, you normally wouldn't use this many different shades because it's looking like a lot. There's a little bit of fallout there. I think what I am going to do is use the darkest shade, Temptress, that dark brown, and use that sort of along my lower lash line. And I'm tapping that one off a little. It's a little more dusty than the others. Oh, and you can see I do have some fallout there, but it sweeps away rather easily. Okay, I think what I'll do is go in with another brush and maybe a little bit of that green and sort of blend the lower lash line a little. Let's do some liner and mascara. I'll wait for the liner to dry before I do my mascara. For my blush, I'm going to use this Phase Zero blush. This is Cotton Candy blush. I feel like it hopefully will go with this. If I remember, it's sort of a fairly, yeah, it's a pretty neutral color blush. It's just sort of pink with a little bit of like slight purple undertones to it. I have no idea how pigmented this is going to be. Ooh, a fair bit picks up on the brush. Okay, I know it's hard to see in this lighting. It goes on a little bit pinker than I expected it to, which does not go with this look actually. I actually think that's a really pretty blush, but I think I'm going to pull out another that has a few more brown tones to it to sort of layer on top of that. Yeah, I really enjoy this blush from Pixi. This is in the shade Beach Rose, but it just has a really nice sort of brown undertone to it, which I think will, yeah, complement this look a little bit more. And now I have just a lot of blush going on. So what you can do in that case is just take the brush that you've used for powder and kind of go back over it again, because that will sort of tone down what's going on there. If anyone came in right now, I'd be like, why does this lady have such crazy makeup on when she's at home by herself in her pajamas? I'm going to use the Bad Gal Bang mascara. It's funny, I know some people swear by daylight, natural light for filming, but I actually find in some cases it kind of washes me out a little bit more. So this is looking good. I want a little bit of highlight, and then we will go for a lip color. And I'm gonna go for something very subtle and use the Mary Luminizer from the Balm. It's very natural. And I really enjoy sort of, because I have rounder cheeks, I kind of bring the highlight all the way down to sort of the front of my face. It just gives me sort of the right reflection in the right place. I kind of did a sweep over my Cupid's bow. I don't tend to do that. I have wrinkles on my upper lips because I am 40, and I just find that highlighting them is not something I necessarily want to do. And now for all of this, we need a lip color, which I have recently decluttered, so I'm just down to those that I like. And now that I've decluttered, I really see the lip products that are there. I've not used this one in a while, but because I've got a lot going on the eyes, I'm going to use this Mellow Cosmetics lipstick in Posh. I I was gonna put on some setting spray, but I think I wanna see how this does, especially with the primer and everything on its own. You know, I'm actually not hating this look. Like, it's got a lot going on, I'm not gonna lie, especially the eyes, but I have so rarely been doing like eye looks lately with like lower lash line and everything that it's kind of fun. So here's the final look. And what I will do is check in later. It's just a little after 10 right now, so we can see how the eyeshadow is looking after hours and hours of wear. Sometimes my eyes get watery, and it is kind of an allergy season right now, so I may be putting it through quite a test. See you soon. Hey guys, handheld camera time. I'm about to head out into the heat that we have out here right now to go have some delicious pho for dinner, and that also might be spicy. All this to say, there's a possibility I might be sweating. So I thought what I would do is do a quick check-in now. It's 5 o'clock, so this has been on for 7 hours. And the last I checked, my eyeshadow was looking really good, like holding in there really well. I mean, it's maybe not quite as vibrant. Let me just grab a mirror and take a look. Yeah, I would say the blue is not quite as vibrant as it was when I first applied it, but everything else, especially those satins in the crease, are holding in really well. I am gonna do a final check-in later, but I just wanted to show it before I really put it to the test. Is my hair wavy, or have I had it up in a bun all day? The answer is number 2. So hey guys, this is a thing that my hair is doing. It is just after 7 and I wanted to do my final check-in. This has been on for a little over 9 hours now, but soon the sun is going to be setting where it's going to be blasting into my place, and that's not going to be great for a check-in. So I wanted to show you how this is holding up, and yeah, I mean, it's definitely a little less intense than it was this morning, but not a lot. Like, yeah, the blue has faded a little bit. I'd say the green still kind of held in there, and those satins in the crease held in really well. The blush held in well. I don't see a huge difference for the primer for one side of my face the other. I feel like maybe there's a little more glow on this side of my face, but not like a huge difference. But I'm pretty impressed with how the eyeshadow looks. So let's go through my thoughts on these. I think that this shade, and this shade perform incredibly well. I think this one does as well, the really dark matte brown. I didn't use as much of it, but I think it's still there. I mean, blues and greens are hard colors to do, but I think they hold in pretty well. The thing I would say about this is I feel like these are really nice formulas, especially the satin in here. However, this is not really a palette you could take with you if you wanted to travel, let's say, because I do think this isn't sort of a complete palette unto itself, because 2/3 of it are those satin sort of shades, and it tends to be the neutral shades that are the satins. So while I say there's no rules, I know a lot of people, myself included, really prefer to use mattes in the crease or have a few more options there for matte other than a blue and a dark brown. But if you are looking for some really pretty accent colors to go with like a neutral everyday palette that you have, I think this would be quite nice. It does make me curious to look at other palettes that Butter London has, because I think, as I said, the formulas are quite good on here. I'm really pretty pleased with how this is held in during the day, and even, you know, going for a walk in the heat and eating spicy food. And oh, I don't know how many of you guys like Vietnamese food. I know most people think of pho, but my favorite is bun, the vermicelli bowl with the veggies, and then I usually get it with like tofu and spring rolls, and just so good. But like, it was warm out today, and yeah, I mean, like, eating noodles didn't affect my eye look at all, but it's held in really well. And I do think that if you are somebody who enjoys having like a beautiful palette to look at, like, this is just a really gorgeous palette. Like, I love the faux wood grain on there and the flowers, and you know, I mean, it's not going to be the easiest mirror in the world to use, but there is a mirror in there, and I just think this is really nice. I mean, it's cruelty free. I really like a lot of Butter London products, and this one isn't an exception. So if you like the looks of the colors in here, if you think maybe this would be a palette that would be good for you, I think the formula is quite good. And you know, if you want these colors and you know that the satins are satin, and yeah, it all performs well. And I think that's everything I have to say. So thank you so much for joining me for this today, you guys. If you like this kind of more laid back kind of review, please let me know. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments down below. I do appreciate your feedback and, you know, the thumbs up. And I do notice which videos get like thumbs down as well. And it makes me go back and sort of like look at what I could have done better. And yeah, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. If you've not yet subscribed to my channel, please consider doing so. And I look forward to seeing all of you in my next video. Bye.